Okay, you know we keep covering smartphones that never make it to India, but you guys love it. Like some of them are the internet's favorite Asus Zenfone, some are weird, some are engineering marvels, but this phone right here has to be the best flagship in the world. Like not just China, in the world. And somehow it missed India. And about a year ago, I had a theory. If you consider smartphone brands or just flagship, there are traditional companies like Apple, Samsung and Google who have been around since the 90s. And then there are newer brands like Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus. All these brands were founded in the 2000s. And in the last 2 years, the script is flipped. I'm starting to see people buying a lot of camera flagships. So while the next generation of these flagships are around the corner, in fact, I have this one with us, this gap is increasing. And it makes sense to talk about the Find X8 Ultra. I've been using it for a couple of months now. I took it to Amritsar, Thailand, Jim Corbett as my primary camera. The phone never came to India, but it is one of the best flagship or camera smartphones of 2025. So today we are breaking down what this new flagship standard looks like, the change and what's coming next. I'm really excited. Pratik, TechWiser, let's go. Now before we begin, I'm not gonna bore you with like the box is big, it carries a 100-watt charger, a case, still has that flagship experience. No, we'll keep these things straight and I'll talk about things that no one talks about, and I'll tell you 4 things that this phone does which clearly beats Apple and Samsung. Well, some brands have just discovered that aluminium is better material than titanium, and in the words of the great,
our first aluminium unibody.
And then they put it on their phone. The Find X Ultra seems like a very sensibly built flagship. First of all, even after packing large sensors, like this has a 6100 mAh battery, 1-inch camera sensor, and total 4 camera sensors in fact. And it is almost as thin as the new iPhone 17 Pro. Still lighter than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is like smart engineering. And I know there's gonna be like, Pratik, it has a camera bump. Well, it does, but it's not crazy huge like Vivo X200 Ultra where you can literally hold the phone from the camera bump. This is still, in my opinion, much more practical. Doesn't wobble in the desk, much in terms of a camera smartphone. And if that's not enough, most modern day flagships fold the display at the bottom to keep the transistors and the display chip inside, so you even get thinner bottom bezels. Now with that technology, there might be chances that the bottom bezel is still larger than the top and middle bezel because that's where all the circuit is. But the Oppo Find X8 Ultra has all the bezels uniform. In theory, just 1.4 mm on all 4 sides, quad curved. The display is a massive 6.82 inch. It's a quad HD plus display which can go about 1600 nits high brightness mode, and good to see some realistic numbers instead of 4000, 6000, etc. But keeping that aside, the only thing is sometimes you'll keep your fingers on the camera island and then the camera island gets smudgy. So every time before clicking pictures, I need to clean the camera lens with my t-shirt. And with all of this good build quality, it still doesn't compromise on the water resistance. It comes with an IP68 plus IP69 rating. The phone is wrapped in glass with Oppo's Crystal Shield glass protection. Now me being me, I have dropped the phone. Still it has no damage. I've seen now smartphone makers are slowly moving away from Corning and making their own custom glass protection, at least for the flagship phone, and at times it's actually better than Corning. Now talking about what's better, let's talk about the camera control button, or as Oppo calls it, quick start button. Now recently we had to shoot a reel where I had to take an underwater video with the iPhone 17 Pro, and the camera control button would just stop my recording every single time. And not because I pressed it, but because of the water pressure. In fact, I had to hold the phone weirdly because of the camera control button, and it dropped in the pool with the recording randomly going about for 5 minutes. Thankfully, the phone is still alive, but this camera control button is just a weird design flaw. On the other hand, the good thing with Oppo is the camera control button is not active if you hold the phone vertically. Like it will open the camera app, it will take photos, but you cannot slide to zoom, switch between camera lenses, that will not happen. It only works if you hold the phone horizontally. Imagine you're holding it like a camera position. Now in this horizontal position, now it makes sense to use the camera control button because the options are far away from your thumb. And again, I feel this button is a fad. We might see it getting replaced or just disappearing in a couple of years. Now, the Find X8 Ultra comes with a mighty Snapdragon 8 Elite processor and UFS 4.1 storage. The Find X8 Pro in India had Dimensity 9400. Now, we tried installing benchmark apps here, but the apps simply won't work. Anyhow, benchmark scores, they'll give you a slight idea of how the phone would perform. What gives the full picture is the real life performance. So day-to-day tasks are buttery smooth, like opening apps, switching between tab, multitasking. There's zero lag or stutter Obviously, it's a flagship. Now, to get an idea how it performs against the latest iPhone 17 Pro, we edited a video on the Instagram Edits app with filter, text and music applied. The Find X8 Ultra exported the video almost 2x faster than the iPhone 17 Pro. And mind you, this is an old phone compared to the iPhone 17 Pro. And we did this test multiple times and the result was the same. Now we pushed the phone further, we played Wuthering Waves with it and kept all the settings to high, even turned on the Vulkan graphics and frame generation as well. It handled all of that well without much heating. So overall in performance, the phone performs like a true flagship and in some scenarios better than the iPhone 17 Pro. Now all of this performance is supported by a really good battery. You get a 6100 mAh battery here and it's a silicon carbon battery. What that means is it can pack more capacity in the same physical space compared to traditional lithium ion battery. Like for example, the iPhone 17 Pro Max in the same form factor has about 4820 mAh battery. So you get a bigger battery without making the phone thicker or heavier. Now in my usage, I was pushing the phone pretty hard, heavy camera use, editing photos, gaming for about 30-40 minutes, watching videos, scrolling through reels, and with all of that, the phone easily lasted me one full day, sometimes even 1.5 days, and this is on heavy usage. Now in terms of charging, it has 100 watt SuperVOOC wide charging and it's fast. Like it gets 100% in about 30 minutes, maybe a bit more. So even if you forget to charge overnight, a quick 15-minute charge in the morning will get you throughout the day. There is also wireless charging support. You also get reverse wireless charging. So overall in terms of battery and charging, this is like one of the best flagship phones you can get. Now the number one thing where this phone rules is camera. The Find X8 Ultra has 4 cameras on the back. Yes, 4. You get 50 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel main camera with 1-inch Sony camera sensor and 2 periscope telephoto cameras at 3x and 6x. Plus we get to see the Hasselblad camera collab as well. And there's this tiny color spectrum sensor for better colors. It might look like a 2 megapixel macro camera, but this is another sensor. And I've clicked hundreds of pictures on the Find X8 Ultra and boy oh boy, the camera quality here is fantastic. The photos from it come out great, the skin tone, colors and light control are pretty much on point. Like even the zoom shots if you see, damn they look like they are clicked from a DSLR. For example, the bird's photo, this is clicked in 30x and this in 120x. The photo is picture perfect and can be straight up uploaded to the gram. Along with zoom, even in low light conditions as well, it clicks sharp photos. Even the selfies here, they come out pretty good, like the skin tone is on point. In videos, you can shoot maximum in 4K 120 FPS and that too you can shoot in Dolby Vision. But here's one thing that I found better. You can shoot in log, so this is how the video looks out of the camera, like faded colors but much more detailed. And now I can apply color correction and it looks even more richer compared to the normal video. And good thing, Oppo even supplies the LUT on their website, so video editors would know what I'm talking about. In 1x it takes good video, no doubt in that, but in zoom also the videos come out pretty sharp. Like I was capturing the video of this very rare barking deer. It was licking the salt from the mud and I zoomed in from 1x to 10x. See, the video quality here is so sharp, there is no noise at all. While all of this is good, I have a small nitpick. When you switch to the portrait mode in videos, the video quality switches from 4K to 1080p. I mean, if this would have been 4K, that would have been great because Instagram now doesn't compress high quality videos. So the hardware is there. They could have enabled 4K portrait videos. Overall in cameras, the hardware and the software, both of them have the right mix. And the results here are truly head to head with a pocket camera or point and shoot camera. Now, all in all, the Find X8 Ultra is impressive. But Pratik, it's not available in India. Well, the Find X9 series is coming to India. We have the X9 here and this is the Find X9 Pro. First exclusive look of both of the phones. The design in person looks much better compared to the online renders. And in fact, chances are the X9 series will come to India, including the X9 Ultra, which didn't come last year. And honestly, this might be the most exciting flagship launch of the year. Now it has already launched globally. The rumors suggest that it might launch in India around 18th November. So the rumored or slightly confirmed specs are, it will come with the MediaTek Dimensity 9500, the new flagship chip. The Find X9 series is among the first phone globally to have this processor. And just like the 9400, even in 9500, all cores are performance cores. There's no efficiency. It even supports console grade ray tracing and early Antutu benchmark shows over 4 million or 40 lakh points. That's top of the line. Now the camera is where Oppo is going hard. The Find X9 Pro is rumored to come with a 200 megapixel telephoto camera. Now Oppo has co-developed this with Hasselblad, handling both sensor calibration and optical design. The main camera might have a 50 megapixel Sony LYT900 sensor, and the ultra wide is a 50 megapixel Samsung JN5. Now here's where things get really interesting. Like the Find X9 might come with a 7025 mAh battery, and the Find X9 Pro might come with a massive 7500 mAh battery. Now on the software side, the X9 series will run ColorOS 16. This is going to be Oppo's most polished software experience yet. I'll talk about it more when it launches, so make sure you subscribe for that and don't miss out on that. So what's the conclusion here? How are brands like Oppo, Vivo, etc. making better flagships than older smartphone companies? See, for years, these companies were stuck in the weird middle ground. They had great hardware, but the software was not there yet. Whereas the legacy flagship makers, they were really good at software, and they relied more on software to give better performance from not so good hardware, and they are still sticking to that formula, and people are paying the premium just for the legacy of these brands. Whereas the newer brands saw the magic and importance of software. They got a bit of that photo processing by partnering with camera brands, and they put in the best hardware. So now that mixture is giving you truly no compromise flagship phones, and year on year the gap is increasing. Now with the Find X9 series, this feels like Oppo is finally putting all the pieces together. You're getting flagship performance, pro level cameras, 2-day battery life, premium design, and really competitive pricing all in one package. If Oppo executes this properly, this could genuinely be one of the best flagships of 2025, or rather 2026. So let me know, will you wait for the Find X9? And also let us know in the comments, if you want to buy a flagship, would you buy an Apple or a Samsung, or go ahead with new brands that have no compromise flagship phones? This is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.